you today is how to prick out your basil. Now, I sowed this basil from seed a little while ago, and as you can see, it's grown absolutely fabulously. It's nice and large now, and all I'm going to do now is I'm going to prick it out. I'm going to put about 3 or 4 seedlings in a 3-inch pot. Now, you're most probably wondering why I'm not in the greenhouse, why I'm actually sitting out in the garden on the patio doing this. The reason for that is the temperature in the greenhouse, and bearing in mind the window and the doors have been open since first thing this morning. The temperature inside the greenhouses is 39 degrees. So that is why I am not in the greenhouse. I am sitting outside because it's cooler. So let me show you how I am going to prick out these seedlings and then transplant them into a 3-inch pot. Now here I've got a load of compost, and it's just normal multi-purpose compost. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill the 3-inch pot right the way to the top with some compost, give it a gentle pat down and tap like this so that it all sort of settles. If there are any large lumps, then just break them up. Now, once I've done a load of those, I'll just show you one, and then I will do all the rest on my own. All I need to do is just put a little hole in with your finger, just like that. And then we just need to take out some of these little seedlings. Now, some of these seedlings are quite large and some are quite small. So I want to do about 3 or 4 per pot. And as I take these out, you can see all the roots underneath. So they are growing really, really well. Now, this smells absolutely fabulous. Which is just wonderful. So just gently pull off some seedlings. There's 2 large ones there. Let's have that one as well. Okay, these will bush up quite a lot, but I think 3 or 4 per pot is absolutely fine. Now, you've made your little hole with your finger, and then all you need to do is to just sort of clump them together like this, and then just push them into the compost. Push them down a nice long way so that the leaves are just above the compost. Gently move the compost round to fill the hole and give it a gentle pat down. So that's one. I'll carry on and do the rest of them, and when I've finished, then I'll show you. So here they are. I've managed to do 16. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to water them, but I'm not going to water them from the top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to water in the tray so that the compost starts to suck up the water, and it will force the roots to grow down and fill up the pot. Now, because this compost is really, really dry, I'm going to give these guys quite a lot of water. I'm going to half fill the tray. I'm also going to then look at it later on this evening. If all that water has gone, then I will put a little bit more in. But what will happen is the compost will suck up the water, and then soon, hopefully maybe in about an hour's time, then it'll start to look damp on the top. Once the compost starts to look damp on the top, then you know that the water has sucked all the way through. So just keep an eye on the water. If it all suddenly disappears and the tops of the compost here isn't wet, then add a little bit more. But there they are. They'll go back in the greenhouse and they'll stay in there for another few weeks. Well, that's my basil all done. So as I say, I will now put it back in the greenhouse for another few weeks, just until it's got more established, its roots have started to fill out the pot, and when that has happened, then I will move them and put them in the herb patch. I've left a nice little space for them so that they can go there. Well, that's my basil, the next stage of my basil. Everything is growing really well in the greenhouse. A lot of it now needs to start coming out into the garden. I've got a load more soil that was delivered over there in bags, which Mark and I are going to put in another bed tomorrow. I then need to order some more, so hopefully very soon all the beds will be filled, and then I can start getting all the brassicas and all the cucurbits and all the beans and everything that needs to come out into the ground will come out into the ground. So I've got next couple of weeks going to be very busy with lifting and goodness knows what else. So hopefully, fingers crossed, the weather stays good and I'm able to finish it off. But I will keep you posted on everything. Well, I hope you found what I've shown you useful, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.